Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Charlie Fibrosis, and I just wanted to do a little stream with you guys because honestly, I kind of want something to do while I am working on all this stuff. So, here is what happened, and this is going to take me a little while to work on. So, essentially, what happened is, well, as simple as it gets. I have to reinstall about everything that I once had on my computer and go through this all over again. So I was getting a strange reboot issue with my computer. Randomly, I would get this blue pixelated screen on my computer and it would just crash. Well, apparently, my computer got sick and tired of doing that. And I pretty much had to make a decision. I could keep it rebooting or doing what it was doing, or I could refresh the files in hopes that A, I'm not going to lose my data or anything like that on the hard drives, and B, well, have to reinstall everything. To kind of show you a little bit of what I'm talking about, at least, let me find something on my phone so I can show you real quick. So a buddy of mine that I've been talking to that is a good friend of mine and a former coworker of mine. This is what happened, and I don't know if anyone else has been having this issue, but look at this right here. Look at this. Look at this. So that's my computer screen, and it would get this random amount of like blue. It would get this giant blue screen and white blips on it. And it was the most frustrating thing I've ever had to deal with. So, unfortunately, in the process, I have lost about everything that I had in terms of installed applications. So, I'm going to have to start over. Now, the good news is because Windows is at least kind of smart, they actually did go ahead and preserve my files and most of my programs. I'll quickly show you if I can get things to work. You know what? That actually might be a reason why. I might actually still have this linked up to the PlayStation 2, and I need to change that setting real quick. So the good news is like most of my logos, most of everything that is supposed to be there is still there and will be there. But installing all this stuff again is going to be a pain in the neck. Well, I don't know what it is, but I can't seem to show you via flipping over channels in OBS. Point is I've got my screensavers and pretty much everything I need still here. But I do need to re-download Steam. I need to re-download a good chunk of the games that I had. I need to reinstall Chrome. This is going to be a very, very long process. And unfortunately, if I was really going to do any racing tonight, that pretty much has been pitched out the window, which sucks so much. There's probably a decent amount of games and things that I will not reinstall here, but another chunk of stuff I probably will. So let's kind of get going with this. So I think the very first thing I should probably do is let's get Chrome back on here. And let's do that. So, and if you guys have any questions or anything you want to talk about, we can do so. This is an open forum. I'm fine with discussing about anything. I'm just working on a side project is all. And this is going to take time anyway, so. A big question, at least first and foremost, is how are you guys liking the NFL tournament series? I certainly have had a lot of fun doing the series, making the episodes, playing the games. Some have been really, really exciting, and others have been massive blowouts, but you know, it's been fun. Okay. Switch that over to Google Chrome. in regards to other series, I know that people have been wanting to see more like NASCAR Heat 2 and Formula 1. I am going to work on those soon. I know that I've been kind of delayed on them. I just kind of gotten a little bored of Formula 1 2016 at least. And I've just been having fun doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So, my email. There we go. So I got Chrome back, which is good. Alright. So that's installed. Now let's go ahead and see about getting Steam on here. Close all tabs. Now, the thing that kind of sucks is I could probably go forward and just straight up reinstall NR. That probably won't take me long, but I have to be really, and I mean really, really careful about it, because the problem is if I do it wrong and it wipes away all of the data that I've got on there, and I'm talking cars, tracks, setups, everything, I'm screwed. And I especially have to get NR working again because I've got a race tomorrow night. Let's see here. PR score Steam. That's it. I do wonder, one thing I'll have to do in the future is, oh, that's something I need to install, definitely. WinRAR. So, yeah. You know what? I want to do something. I may not even have to go in through all of these and do that. I'm going to test something. So I already have Steam's files here. I might be able to just get it to boot immediately from there. And if I do, then that's good. Good afternoon. How goes it? Thank you for asking, Top Dragster. Not bad. I mean, it's been a mix of good and bad, really. Okay. It's been a mix of good and bad. So I did do a stream earlier today, which was with Madden 06 tournament mode, and I had a lot of fun with that. Really good game against the Cowboys, so if you want to check that out, please do. But I have had an issue with my computer for about 2 weeks almost now, where I get a blue screen that just causes my computer to glitch out. And like I'll be on, let's say that I'm on I'm on GIMP to paint up a car. I've got YouTube in the background, and I've got I don't know, NR's file is up on the side. Well, everything will be fine, and then all of a sudden the computer will just seize up and stop working, and it will go into a reboot. And what's frustrating is that any work that I was doing right at that time is erased. It's gone. So I was actually working on a car for Keselowski fan, and what ended up happening was it just shut down. Let me ask, if your computer is shut down today, is this the screen that you're seeing? Because I just want to know. Here we go. And then find the photo. There it is. If you've been seeing this, something is really weird. Like something is either blocked in Windows, or I was suggested by someone that I could be having RAM issues. The best way I can describe this is it's like a light blue screen that just ends up having this white pixelation on it. And I know you guys probably can't see it too well, but that's what it looks like, is it just gets little white boxes and crap, and it causes my computer to crash. And it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Alright. Log in. Perfect. So Steam is at least up. So that's good. Now, it probably means I'm going to have to reinstall all this stuff again. That's not too bad, though, because the good news is that they at least highlight the games that were originally on here. And I think I just confused the computer because, yeah. Well, this is interesting. Not sure, mine simply freezes like completely, my mouse doesn't even move, and I have to force a shutdown. That's exactly it. Like, my mouse just seizes up, all sound is gone, it just stops, and then it'll work. It won't work. Oh dear. That's a bad thing. Crap. I forgot something. So I just booted up F1 2016. And it's a good news, bad news type of deal, because here it is. I don't have any drivers for my graphics card. So it's going to run crap on my computer if it doesn't have those graphics updates. And now I'm just trying to search where... Oh, there it is. Removed apps. I'm going to put that out into the center. So we got that at least done. So now, the next one that at least is super important is probably NVIDIA. Let's go to NVIDIA.com. Hi, Schwal. Hi, Top. Sorry, I'm reading so many different things. If it's a RAM thing, I might have an idea. Okay, so... Alright, so let's talk about this. We're actually going to do a little bit... Like, this is something I haven't done in forever. Let's do some computer talk. Yeah, I got plenty of thumb drives to work with. I actually did install a program that stress tests my RAM, and it didn't run into any errors. It was fine. No, I didn't mean to. I just had like a flood of comments come in, and I had to read this. So Connor, you just kind of came in and you said hello. Thank you for that, by the way. I'm glad to have you here. Schwal, I see that you popped in. Joey, good to see you. I'm probably not going to do so. You almost made me say it, you goof. So yeah, let's talk a little bit of computer stuff. So, geforce.com, which is where I need to go. So, let's talk some computer stuff. I did do a test yesterday, actually, where I checked and did a massive stress test on my RAM to see if it worked and to see if it was okay. And by all means, and all that I saw, everything worked fine. It went through 13 passes, no issues, no errors, no nothing. And yet somehow it still is crashing, and that bothers me a lot. Thankfully, like I said earlier, the files are safe, which is good. It's just that now the problem is nothing else is really working. As I think about it, I may not even have to install it on. I might be able to go in through the root files in the Papyrus folder, find it, and reinstall it that way. As if it was like the regular exe. But Top Dragster, go ahead. Talk to me about this. What you were saying about needing thumb drives. I got plenty of thumb drives to work with. I've got one that is specifically for like doing nothing but computer fixes, and so if I needed to like clone a drive or anything else like that, I've got one that's got a whole bunch of stuff on it. And then other stuff is just like emulated games, and so but yeah, tested the RAM, everything's fine. I tested the CPU, I tested the GPU, they look fine. At this point, with the way that things are kind of going, I am wondering if my RAM is going bad. But it seems a little odd that at least one of my sticks of RAM is only like a year old or so. The other one, I think that one could be failing, but I don't know which one it is. Huh. Well, here's the thing. I got 16 gigs in here, and I was actually planning on updating and upgrading my computer to run 32 gigs of RAM. RAM is still kind of expensive, but it's not. It's cheaper to come by through that. So. There we go. Logged into that. Good. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I could use that, but I don't really see at least how. Well, no, it probably could help, but I don't exactly need a boost. It's just. I think the RAM's bad and it's causing my computer to crash. So I'm going to go ahead and get the newest GeForce Game Ready driver. And then that'll at least get me somewhere in terms of getting things ready, things prepared, all that stuff. I'm kind of thinking also there's a decent amount of stuff that I probably will not reinstall onto this computer. Partially because I already have some of the programs already on my laptop, and those work fine. And in regarding to the gaming PC, even though that I really could use this more as an editing rig, and I probably will do so in the future, some maybe just are not needed. Some programs I kind of put onto here that really aren't needed anymore. So it's it's interesting. When your career profession, when your course of study is in regards to information technology, it is really, really frustrating when your own crap breaks and you have no idea how to really fix it. or you have no idea how to get it going. Ready Boost might help take the strain off an existing RAM that's going bad. Okay, no, I see your point. I was thinking that, yeah, that, because here's what I'm wondering. I don't want to yank the RAM out of the computer, because if it's only one stick that's going bad, then it's one stick that's going bad, and that's it. That's all that needs to be replaced. If it's both sticks of RAM that are going bad, then that's not good. But I worry that by running it off of a USB drive, if the drive itself will have enough horsepower to keep the computer running until I can go out and grab RAM. Now, luckily for me, Micro Center is just about like 15 minutes away from my house. So going out and getting RAM is incredibly easy. I could go and pick up a 2-pack of 8 gigs pretty easy. It's just I hate the fact that if it is the RAM dying, and it probably is the RAM, if that's dying, the frustrating part is that's a decent chunk of change that's just gone. That's money that I have to spend, and it sucks. But it is better to have like everything working. Plus, this computer is my baby. I've done so many upgrades to it, and this computer, its guts have gone through a massive line of changes and adaptations and everything like that. So, alright, I don't want the Vision driver, I don't want the Vision controller drive, PhysXX, HD audio driver, I just need the graphics driver. That's all I want, that's all I need. So this is kind of interesting. So I guess how a computer works, and it's stupid that I'm saying guess, but if you have a graphics card slotted into the slot, the computer will, let it run, but it just acts as a pass-through for the graphics card to then sync into the onboard graphics if there is such on your motherboard. So that's why when I tried playing F1 2016, for example, it wouldn't work because it was bi-routed from the graphics card into the onboard graphics chip on the motherboard. Huh. Interesting. So all in all, things are going well. We're at least getting the graphics card drivers installed. That's only going to take a few minutes. And I successfully logged into my NVIDIA account, which is good. Quick off-topic question. What do I think of the new Monster Energy Cup 2018 mod? That's a really good question, honestly. So this is this will be a long discussion that I can give you. So what I'm glad about is that there really isn't any major changes between the 2017 mod and the 2018 mod. Now, granted, I just got the 2018 mod last night, and that was it. So, sorry, starting reading another comment. So, with the 2017 mod, I personally love it. With the 2018 mod, it's just an update of the 2017 mod, which is good. The only big difference, at least that I can see, is the 2018 mod really just has the Camaro body. And as I have found, because I went ahead and I wish that I got this transferred over to my laptop before everything crashed, but your paint schemes that you have put already onto the Chevrolet bodies in the 2017 mod can be transferred kind of easily to the Camaro body. Now, there's little tiny subtle differences, and so, like, if you take your entire base, like I did for the ERL nationwide AC Delco throwback car I made, that I also ran in NASCAR shitposting racing, that particular mod, you can make the transition to the Camaro body pretty darn easy. There were certain things that I really had to spruce up, like I had to color in some lines that got grayed out or blued out, or there were certain body lines that just kind of messed up. But it doesn't take long to do. It probably only took me about 15 minutes. As for how I think it drives, I don't see any real difference, and I do apologize that my wheel is going to be recalibrating a lot. That's the next thing I need to install is the, not necessarily the Driving Force GT, but I need to get Logitech Profiler on here. Good mental note. But how do I like the mod? I like it. I like it. I'm just kind of, I've got a little bit of a mixed opinion. EIL, for example, runs the Truck Series form of physics for that series with the 2017 mod. The season's halfway over almost, or it is already at halfway over. I really don't want to switch mods over to the 2018. If people are interested in the mod still and EIL wants to continue, then run the 2018 bodies next season when everyone has time to paint up new cars and such. Yeah, so EIL, the main guys, I'm not talking about the Winston Cup 98. EIL runs the Monster Energy Cup 2017 series with CTS physics. You are right on. You're right on point with that. They could, with the new mod that was announced and released rather quickly, I must say, for 2018, the only change is that it's the Camaros now. It's no longer the Chevrolet SS, which is okay. But the problem is, at least how I see it, I don't want to transfer over to the new body or to the new mod until after the season is over. Because I think while transferring the cars over does not take long, that is way too many car files to mess around with. And if I were running the league personally, and I'm not bashing anyone, this is just my opinion, I would personally like to wait until the season is over, finish up with the current bodies and everything like that, and then in 2018, if they run the Monster Energy Cup Series mod in the 2018 form, they can do it. And that would make it a little bit easier on everyone to get their stuff transferred over or make brand new cars. So there's that. Yeah, I totally get that. Like, I mean, as a co-admin for Armor, I love the mod no matter what. Like, it's just beautiful. Um, that's probably something I'm not going to reinstall. I'm just looking at my files and so. Sorry. Regarding Armor, at least, if we decide to do the whole Monster Energy Cup Series bodies again, I would love to do the 2018 mod. It looks awesome. Armor still is in its newest season, so there is a possibility they could move over. My personal opinion is even though that I drive a Ford, for all the guys who run Chevys, it's kind of up to them, but I would kind of like to just go ahead and keep what we've got already. So I would say if you're currently running a series right this second, wait to do the transfer after the current season is over. It can still happen, that's fine, but I think it makes it a little bit easier on everyone in terms of management for all the files and such to just go and finish the seasons with the current mod and then go to the 2018 one right after. The way that I see it, I think that Armor is probably going to finish up in April, so you've got April through December to January of 2019 if you do a second season where you can switch it over to the new mod. That is interesting. So I'm going to read this because I want to understand this. So Phil's Cup Series for a turn will be using the 2018 mod for short tracks, road courses, and speedways, but for super speedways you'll use the Monster Energy Cup 2018 CTS form. Okay, let me say this. I think it should be flipped. Do the 2018 body for super speedways, and then do the other bodies for the other tracks. I do agree with the CTS physics though. I don't know what it is, but it seems like the CTS physics are just way more fun to work with by comparison to doing. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Compared to doing cut physics, I think it's better doing the whole thing there on super speedway racing to use truck physics instead of cup. Okay, so what do I need to download? I need to download Race Points Manager again. Let me work on that actually. I want to get forward and get done with NR 2003 because that's like the most important one to work on. I can do all the fixes and all the other stuff later on, but the pure game is what I need. There we go. Alright. Am I going to run tonight's truck race? Most likely not. It's not that I don't want to, it's just with the utter blitzing of my computer going stupid on me, I don't think I'm going to be able to get everything done in time to race. I want to. I really would love to. I just don't know if I can. That's the only problem. So, okay, let me see here. What's next? I might as well just go ahead and install WinRAR. The one thing I don't think I'm going to reinstall definitely is going to be... I had Audacity on here for a little while, which is good. I like Audacity. I just don't think I barely have used it on this computer, so it's probably not going to go back on. And thus far, everything's running fine. There's no issues, really. Nothing seems broken. Everything seems fine, which is awesome. Glad to see this, because, dear God, I think I was going to cry if things kept breaking. The only problem is I've it's like reset all my original settings. I know Windows 8.1 really well. So, guys, go ahead and just keep on asking me questions. It keeps me entertained and keeps my mind running. Okay. So, looking at this, it's a good thing that I generally tend to back this stuff up, because this is going to be a pain in the rear. Shoot. Alright, so... Good joke! Funny joke. No, just ask me like racing questions. If you're wondering about just the history of this channel, I can tell you stuff about that. I know I didn't, but I assumed common sense would kick in. Then again, I guess I'm led to believe that common sense is not as common as I believe it to be. Which that kind of sucks. Let's see here. It opened up a decent amount of gigs on my computer, so that's good. That's pretty good. This is probably going to go away eventually. I don't know. Alright, let me see here. Let me check my backup drive. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of... No, wait a minute. Maybe something in here. No, I actually don't need that folder anymore. Delete. Okay. Additional series replay. Series soundtracks. Why is my channel name Charlie Fibrosis and not my real name? So this is an interesting story. I need to quickly grab my NR disc though. So give me a sec. There we go. Got my NR disc. Why is it called Charlie Fibrosis? Okay, so when I was little, so first things first is I actually have cystic fibrosis. So that's really part one of it. You can't catch it, you know, it's a genetic disease, but it's something I have to live with every single day. I'm telling you right now. Anyway, oh, I remember. So a nickname that my dad gave me when I was younger, because a problem with cystic fibrosis is malabsorption. So all the calories going into my body, and so like all the stuff I could essentially eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, and I wouldn't really gain much weight. So in order to try and promote weight gain and everything like that, which to most people is usually a negative thing, but in my case I needed it. If I wanted like another serving of food or I don't know, like an extra cookie, I'm essentially eating for two people, one for myself just to feel full, and Charlie, so to speak, inside of me, who needs additional calories. And so I did that all the way up until around I was like 13, because I got a gastrointestinal feeding tube in for a few years, and it helped boost my weight tremendously, which is awesome. The thing is, though, I just kind of like the name at least. With just kind of how it is and everything like that. Cystic fibrosis is part of my life, but it's also, in my way, I have a very positive view of it, and a positive view on life at least. So kind of without it, I would probably have a very different opinion towards life and everything else like that. So with that being said, like, I don't know, it's just kind of the way it is. It was just a name that I liked, and it's a name I kind of stuck with. So yeah. So I gotta install this now. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be very, very interesting. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. All the local files on the Papyrus folder is going to get transferred over to my backup gaming drive. I need to do that now, because if I don't, I'm going to lose everything. So let's do this. New folder. NR 2003 Jan 22nd. Let's grab that and move it over. This is going to be a lot of data to move, and this is probably going to take me time. So yeah, the other thing is that actually I've had the moniker Charlie Fibrosis as my various online names, ranging from PlayStation Network to what I signed up back in the day when I used to be on the Eutechnics forums as a member, to so much more. And I just kind of stuck with it. It was something I liked as a screen name, and I just have kind of stuck with it. And I honestly can't really think of anything else that would specifically encompass who I am, I guess. So yeah, that's really about it in terms of the whole Charlie Fibrosis thing. Just kind of is what it is. And I've been working on this channel since I started all the way back on February 1st of 2013. So I've been doing this for a long time. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say this, at least regarding the CF aspect of it, is I see it as any condition that you have, attitude is everything. I'm not going to say that it's going to, like, make the bad days amazing, or you're going to be feeling absolutely perfect, or anything else like that. Like, the bad days are going to happen. But the best thing to do is to make your stance on the attitude of what you're going through and make the decision of what you are going to do. For me, it's going to sound strange, but like to a certain extent, I kind of see it as a slight blessing because it lets me know and it tells me how precious life is. There's so many people who in this world kind of go out and kind of meander their life away, go out and party all the time and do drugs and all that stuff. Or they just make really, really reckless decisions, like driving without a seatbelt or anything else like that. Or they take for granted their family members and friends and everything like that. I see it as you should really try to live life to the best and most that you can, because you have no idea if it's going to still be here tomorrow. There's a quote by Davey Allison that I wish I could remember right off the top of my head. But Davey summed it up really, really well when he said it. You know what? Give me a second. I'm going to grab the book and I'm going to find it real fast. Let's see. Here we go. And about 20 minutes to go until everything gets transferred out. Excuse me. Well, I found Benny's. I found Benny Parsons' quote that I love. Benny's quote was, "To me, the real heroes are the people who do worthwhile things without the thought of monetary gain." And let me find Davey Allison's. So yeah, for me at least, it's like, it really depends on your attitude towards it. It can be bad, you can be bitter at the world, you can be angry, you can do, you can have the opinion that you want, but I personally find it's better to have generally a positive attitude and push to make not only your life a little bit better, but make the world around you a little bit better, in the hopes that you are remembered for something positive and the way that you lived your life was positive. So I'm getting there. I know I'll find it eventually. Alright, here we go. So this is Davey Allison's quote that resonates really, really well with me. His quote was this: "I realized I better enjoy and appreciate and contribute as much as I can today, because all of this could be gone tomorrow." That is by far my favorite NASCAR-related quote, and just a really good way to live life. And it resonates well with me in terms of how I see the world and how I act in a day-to-day basis usually. Doesn't mean I never get angry or anything like that. There are days where I'm just like in a foul mood, but for the most part, like, I'm generally pretty positive, and I try to be. And even though that my streams will sometimes show me in a different light, yeah. Okay. Are Dale Jr. and Ryan Blaney your favorite NASCAR drivers, or I guess was Dale Jr. one of your favorites? Dale Earnhardt Jr. was by far my favorite driver from the time I started following him back in 2003 to and even past his retirement. Jr. was my favorite. The reason why I'm wearing the Wood Brothers hat is, number one, Motorcraft has actually been a sponsor of the Wood Brothers continuously for years. So this can go from game to game to game to game. And they've always stuck with the 21. So Elliott Sadler in NASCAR Thunder 2003. I could wear this hat and it still makes sense. NASCAR Thunder 2004. Wear this hat, still makes sense. I kind of got this hat more for the heritage, and so, but yeah, I am a massive Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan. If I could show you like everything around here, you would see that I'm a big Dale Jr. fan. I've got a standee, like screwed into my door to the right, to the left of me. I've got a bunch of hats sitting over in a box off in the corner. And I'm sure that at least 4 of them are Dale Earnhardt Jr. hats. I've got one of my Nationwide hats right here, just kind of hanging up on my mic stand. I've got 4 Dale Earnhardt Jr. 124th die-cast cars and like 12 to 14 164 scale Dale Jr. die-casts. I've got a lot. I've got a lot of die-casts. But I figured that if when Dale Jr. retired and everything like that, I needed a new driver to root for. And Blaney by far has impressed me. Like, I love Kyle Larson. I think he's a solid racer. But overall, I really like Ryan Blaney. If you haven't seen the Glass Case of Emotion podcast, that is hilarious. That is so fun to watch. It's a little risque in some of the topics, but I really love listening to them, and they're just funny. Who is your favorite Xfinity driver, and who is my favorite truck driver? So I don't exactly have an Xfinity driver, past or present, that I'm like massively rooting for. I'd say in terms of like overall series, the Xfinity is probably the weakest in terms of like attention. And I think it's partially because so many Cup guys just go off and run it and they win the races and such. I like Elliott Sadler. I like Justin Allgaier. I like William Byron. I know that he only ran one season. Probably is not going to be racing there much next season with the whole Hendrick Motorsports ride. But with that being said, I'd say like if I had to pick someone that I'm rooting for next season in terms of who's going to do well, it's gonna be Sadler, and I kind of like to see Christopher Bell do well. I'm not a big Bell fan, but I respect him from the roots that he came up in. Truck Series though, oh boy, I've got quite a few drivers I like. In the past, I used to really like Terry Cook was actually the very first truck driver I ever met. And then I became a massive fan of Jack Sprague. Sprague is like by far my favorite driver of them all from the Truck Series. And I can show you specifically why. This die-cast. This die-cast I got when I was little. And ever since I found out about Jack Sprague in regards to, at the time in 2005 when he was driving the 6. No, I'm sorry. In 2004 when he was driving the 16 for Express Motorsports. I love Jack Sprague. So Cook and Sprague are my 2 favorites. And then nowadays, like I liked Matt Crafton back in the day, but I root for Crafton quite a bit. And I like I like Christopher Bell and I like Johnny Sauter as well. Sauter I like more in the trucks than I did in any other series. So your favorites are David Reagan, Christopher Bell, Stuart Friesen, Ben Rhodes, and John Hunter. I actually like Ben Rhodes because of the fact that I drove Ben Rhodes' truck in NASCAR Heat 2 and almost won a championship in it. I don't know why, but I just grew to like Ben Rhodes. I just do. I think he's a good driver. I can't remember if they said he lost his ride at ThorSport or if he was returning next season. I think they said that Cody Coughlin was like out of a ride at ThorSport. I can't remember, but it is what it is. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, there's another guy that I like in the Xfinity series. I like Blake Cook. And I'm excited for Ryan Truex. Ryan Truex was like my underdog guy in the truck series I liked, and with him going over to the Xfinity series next season, I'm excited for that too. So, alright, still got a little whiles to go before everything transfers over, which stinks. But at least shortly thereafter, I'll be able to get this running again. So that's good. That means I'm also going to have to download the patches and so, which that kind of stinks. Good news is I have an external hard drive I can hook up, and I've got all the files and such that I need to do that. So, excuse me. If you have any more questions, go ahead and let me know. So, thus far, everything seems fine. I think I'm probably going to eventually, maybe this week, am I going to join? Yes, I did. I already answered that question. It's okay. Regarding, I was going to say something. Oh, I think at least what is going to happen ahead is I will eventually go and run a race at Turn. It's just tonight is just not the night. Tonight is not the night to do it. That's all. So. Excuse me. It's about 35 minutes remaining. Might go ahead and just grab my hard drive so I can get it at least prepped and ready. So, I think, I don't know what I was going to say. I think probably what I'm going to do is not today, because I don't have the time or patience to do it right this second. But I think what I'm going to do is probably tomorrow. I'm going to see about going out to Micro Center. I'm just going to go ahead and pick up RAM anyway, because I have wanted to boost this anyway to 32 gigabytes anyway. And I think if RAM is failing and there is seriously something wrong with it, I can take the bad RAM out, I can put the new RAM in, and that'll give me back to 16 gigabytes, but it'll be on fresh sticks. And if the RAM is still good, and there actually is not an issue with it, there was something messed up in that meant to be refreshing my computer, which is okay, then I will simply go forward and do what I need to do. And that'll allow me to put the new, if I choose to, I can put the current RAM back in and I'll have 32 gigs. I could probably wait out a little while longer because my birthday is coming up soon. And any birthday money I can get that could try and like supplement the cost of what I would need to do the upgrade and replacement and so. But in terms of this computer, like, it is to the max filled with everything I need in it to just run everything I need. I've got 4 hard drives in here. I've got a good graphics card all in all. It isn't VR capable, which kind of stinks, but I can do what I need to do, and I can do racing games and such. Everything works the way it should, at least. So, I know something I think I'm gonna do. Since I'm sure that you guys are a little tired of just looking at my face, I'm gonna set a timer for about 35 minutes, and I will jump over. Actually, doing the whole transfer is going to be pretty easy to do this. I'm going to hop over to the PS2, and we'll play some games there here in a second. Let's see here. Alright, so I'll minimize that. And let's go ahead and get PS2 up and running. I know something I can play. I have something really cool that I can show you. The thing that stinks is my wheel is not compatible with it. And there just went a whole bunch of stuff. Alright, there we go. Okay, this should work fine. Welcome back. Alright guys, give me 1 second. I think I'm actually going to have to reboot OBS real fast, but I'll be back to stream in just 1 moment, okay? Give me just like 5 minutes at most. So, 1 second.